Ready.
Make sure you got everything rolling, Bailey. Is this your first solo trip?
Second.
Oh,
Oh, we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
So, hey, everybody.
Well, they can't hear you if you don't have a
Hello,
microphone.
hello.
This is like a comedy of errors. You got Lacey pushing her microphone away.
No count.
Bailey
Lacey
didn't
is
even
like,
tell us we were
surprise,
live.
you guys are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to BDC Live. Sean and Lacey here with you. I've got my Apollo Creed Lucky shirt on. Bailey's been telling us all evening that
We need to
today
be transparent.
is an 8
Oh.
day. It's an 8 day, and we're starting at 8 o'clock. So you guys know what that means. It's an 8 day, everybody. So awesome to see all of you guys rolling in. Lacey's got the chat rocking. Just as we said, Bailey Qualls producing tonight's show. Everybody shout out Bailey. He's kept his job. This is like a record.
This is a record stint for Bailey.
For
Like, how long have you been working? How long have you been working for us now?
Since September.
Since September. So wow. Even I'm
7
impressed.
months.
Yeah.
No, this is his 7th month. 6
Yes.
months.
This is the longest stint for sure. I love it. Yeah. But Bailey's been lecturing us all evening. He hung out with the Dills, just the three of us, and he's been telling us about how we need to be super authentic and transparent. So I think that's why he started off the live that way.
Everybody needs
Catch them in their
Everybody
authenticity.
needs a Bailey. Bailey's bits. Bailey will tell you all
Extra
kinds
stuff.
of stuff. What are we doing today? We're giving away $400.
$400.
Up to $400.
We're drawing 4 names
Oh, that's right.
for $400
We're back
tonight.
because last week we were not here on Monday when we did a special Monday edition.
Tristan and Luke did.
And Luke.
Yeah.
They hosted here. I can't see this. There we go.
Here, I can even make it a little brighter for you.
Thank you.
How's that?
Thank you.
How's that look?
You can't tell me people are in here. 8.
Yeah.
All right, 8 people in.
Well,
where
that's
are they
fine.
waiting?
No, it's just 34.
8 people are waiting.
34, Bailey says.
Why are they
Why
waiting?
are people
8
waiting?
people shouldn't wait.
I'm not sure.
Hey guys, we
don't
got
know.
Sales Matters coming up. We spent a considerable amount of time today working on Sales Matters. It is coming up March 24th and 25th in Austin, Texas. This is your chance to hear Josh Luber rocking and rolling, telling us about StockX, how that was built, how they sell shoes and the platform and all of the secrets that you need in order to be successful in that realm. And also we have David Meltzer popping in. He'll be there with us as well. Do we have anybody else on sales? I think I got them all. We might have a few surprises bopping in. I got to tell you guys too. I mean, there's nothing you could do about this, but Money Matters coming up in July.
Yes.
July in Indianapolis.
We are so excited too.
Already great speakers lined up for July.
We've been rocking and rolling this week.
Yeah, we've been rocking and rolling. We're super excited. We just came off our Become the Authority Challenge and super awesome. We want to thank everybody that participated in that. In about 2 months, in about 8 weeks, we're going to be rolling out a brand new Book Yourself Solid Challenge. So, hey, if you want to get booked solid, that's your goal in your business, be on the lookout for that. We're rolling out the Book Yourself Solid community. That's going to be great. We've got Matthew Kimberly joining us and
one of
pouring
the most
gas on the fire.
Delightful people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, absolutely. And big things coming in the Book Yourself Solid world. We're going to be dropping all kinds of advances. We might have to, I don't know what we're going to do. Are we going to have a Book Yourself Solid live? At some point, we're going to have to do something for the Book Yourself Solid community.
A live event.
Yeah. Well, we have a Book Yourself Solid live event coming. That's going to be just absolutely amazing. Wait till you see all the people that are going to be dropping in for that. And, if you did the Become the Authority Challenge, you know why we are pushing our chips in on live events. I think that's a safe bet for a lot of you. And because here's the thing, you're seeing all of these Joe Biden nuclear announcements, and you're now all of a sudden your wife is calling you on your phone saying I'm in trouble, and you don't know, you can't tell if it's her. AI is doing a lot of these things. Even right now, I mean, how do you know this is me and Lacey? Maybe it's just two AI deep fakes. You don't really know
This isn't really our
unless.
voice. It's not really
Oh,
us.
it is our
Yeah.
voice. It just might not really
Not like
actually
our
be
real live
us.
voice. Did you see that? Or did you post that? That
I
the
sure
AI?
did. Wow,
Okay,
that
I
was
think
great.
that's
Well, your own husband posted that. Did you see that?
right. Listen, I'm with you all day. Sometimes it gets mishmash where I'm seeing stuff and where I'm hearing stuff.
A lot of
Sometimes
people
I
are
don't even
saying
know if
that.
you're
A lot of
real.
people are saying that it was an awesome challenge.
Yeah, we hope
So
you all
thank you.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
definitely. If you were on the challenge with us, hey, share a takeaway. Share your favorite thing.
Oh
I think that would be
yeah,
really
share what
good.
you learned from the. It
Yeah,
might
put it
create a
in the
little
chat.
FOMO. People are like, "Dang, I didn't know they talked about that. They
I
talked about AI. We talked about AI on that."
I have to say too, I'm excited for the Book Yourself Solid challenge because those are, I mean, and we've been teaching those fundamentals to you all in BDC for a very long time. But those just basics of business, number one, they stand the test of time. I mean,
Mm,
when Michael Porter originally wrote that book, everything that's in that book, still, how old is that book?
I don't know. It's old.
It's old, but I mean, it's to maybe 10 years old.
I
What?
have no idea. Why would you ask me a time question?
Because you taught it and
4 years old, I think it
I
is.
know. Okay. So Chris Collins is on here. I wonder if he knows how old it is. But what I will say is all of those things that are in that book are still applicable today. There's not a lot of concepts that you can look at that don't change. Those concepts, tried and true.
Marketing and sales for a service
Marketing and
provider.
sales for service providers, period. And I think that like anybody that has they're not booked to where they want to be should do the challenge, even if it's a repeat, because again, you're always in a different place in your life, and you when you relearn something, you take it in differently. But also, if you've been trying to teach those concepts to people in your community, your staff, your employees, your business partner, like get them on, right? Because this is a great way for them to learn and it doesn't have to come from you, which I think is super important.
I just want to
Yeah.
just in my mind, I just want to shout out a couple. I want to shout out Inherent, Taylor Draper over at Inherent. This is inherent.com. Bailey, put that link, put these links in there. I want everybody to
Come on,
check these
Bailey.
out. I'm giving a commercial shout out here in BDC Live. I want to shout out Inherent. I want to shout out Lasso Gear, Partha.
Yeah.
These are all companies that Lacey and I are involved with and
Queued up.
investors in. Yeah, we had an advisory board meeting today with
Jack,
Queued Up.
yep.
Oh my gosh, like where that's going, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. Cram Nutrition. Hey, we got a bunch of our peeps into Cram at a 4 million valuation. I just talked to Austin. They're already at they're raising another $2 million. If you're interested in joining me, Lacey, Michael Chandler, and a whole host of other amazing investors over at Cram, we're raising $2 million at a 10 million valuation. So all of you early adopters
Yeah.
who believed in us when we jumped in there, we were the second investors
Phenomenal
in Cram.
product, but most importantly, phenomenal people
Yes.
that are the creators of that product and the founders of that company. And that goes a long way for us.
Cramnutrition.com. And then lastly, hey, we're super excited. We're going to be announcing here pretty soon a partnership with Riot Energy Drink. Super excited about our participation as investors and advisors over at Riot Energy Drink. Hey, man, people that are like, hey, where can I get Riot?
Yeah.
We're in all the Whole Foods. Hey, Cram, we just locked in a deal for Walmart. We're going to be moving both Cram and Riot, closing in on deals at Costco. But Riot's in all your Whole Food stores. Go down to your Whole Food stores, pick up some Riot.
We saw
Tell them
Riot when
Sean and
we
Lacey
were
sent you.
in Cabo. Remember?
Yeah, in
we
Mexico.
were like in Mexico, in Cabo,
Posted
in
a
a
video.
store. There was
Riot
a wellness,
Energy
there was
Drink.
a health and
Hey,
food
you guys
store
are
down
excited
there.
about Cram. You guys
Yeah.
are going. You're sleeping on us on Riot because
Yeah.
those are two. Riot's all natural, all organic. That's how I power my day. Most people know I don't drink coffee. Hall of Goats. We just jumped in with Greg Carlson and Matt
Listen.
Leinert, partnering with them on this amazing video game, Hall of Goats.
I see. Sorry, I just want to say I see people asking. I see Frank, you're asking here, how do we connect to get into Cram?
Hey, message me.
Just shoot Sean a message if you guys are interested. Look, when we find great opportunities and have the opportunity to extend that to you, we want that more than anything because, again, great product, great people, great opportunity, and it's in alignment with the most of the ways that you all on the chat right now believe in maintaining in living your lifestyle. So I think it's super important.
And then lastly, I see Tristan's on here. We have one spot left, one spot left in
And then
IPO.
we're full
Got
on this
filled up
group.
in the during the challenge.
Mhm.
A lot of you rolling into sales. There's not going to be a lot that we're selling at sales because we're pretty
pretty
full. We'll
full.
probably be back on
What a
waitlisting,
blessing.
waitlisting IPO, waitlisting private coaching for us. I think Christine Zapata had one last opening. I believe that's filled. I believe
So I
so
think she
that
had one last
got filled up
at that current
at
price
that price.
point.
So
Yes, she's gone up in price.
we've got Christine and Billy moving up in price point for our BDC coaches. Sean and Lacey filled on private 1-to-1s. IPO has one spot, and at sales we may have a few openings, but we already have people kind of in line in the queue, if you will, for Quest 7. All of that because I wanted to let you know about these tremendous opportunities before we drop to mindset.
Right.
I see my guy Brian Hall was on here earlier too. Make sure you check him out. I owe immense gratitude for Brian for his direction and guidance and coaching that he has provided to me. Stephen Lovegrove not with us tonight, but he's in California, where we're headed out to California tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, and that would be Lacey's coach. There's Brian, Coach Brian Hall. Check him out. Click on his link or just go to @BrianHall on Instagram.
Follow him on Instagram.
Follow him. Check out what he's got going on. If you need some guidance,
he posts some incredible stuff, and I see a lot of our BDC members
that
follow him reposting.
I know a couple of our BDC members are working with him, and a couple of our
that.
collaborative partners are working with him as well. So super excited. Brian's got some pretty cool stuff cooking up. Super excited to be partnering with him on some really big stuff down the road as well. So everybody stay tuned for all of that. This is the thing though. All of that to say, like, what happens is people, you hear like, you're like, I want to get into Cram, or I want to go hang with Clinton and Dave. I want to have a Quest 7 spot. I get that a lot. Like, hey man, you're going to be hearing from me. I'm going to be in Quest 7. I want to, engage at a higher level. And what happens? What stops you? You say what stops you is like, well, I don't have the money. But you see, we talk all the time that money is not actually tangible. It's energy. It's created and destroyed. It's transferred from one place to another. It's just this flow of energy. So it's not really that you don't have the money. You could
don't have
create
faith.
the money.
Yeah, you don't have faith that you can create the money.
You don't have faith, and not even that you can create the money, but that money can be created,
or that it's
right?
already created and coming towards you.
So we had a couple of, I think, really big breakthroughs. But one is this, I think the first stop on how to remove the mental blocks that are holding you back from success is one to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, like, what is my relationship with money? What is my philosophy and my thought process around money? Do I understand how it works? And do I understand how it can be attracted or repelled in my life? And I think one of those first stops is, are you scarcity? Are you scarcity or lack minded?
Right. And we've talked about this so many times. And I think it always is a point that we need to return to because, again, remember, there's a difference between scarcity and lack, right? Scarcity actually means that there is not enough of it in the world. I actually think that scarcity is an easier limiting belief to overcome because it's easier to find evidence that there's plenty of money in the world. Sean always laughs at me all the time because we go to these places and I go, oh my gosh, like look at all the abundance all around us. Look how much money is here. People driving the nicest vehicles, shopping at the most expensive stores, eating at the finest restaurants.
Okay, well, what happens? Let me frame it for everybody. What happens is we'll be somewhere and she'll say, wow, Sean, there's so much money in Las Vegas. And I say, well, why do you say that? And she's like, look, like, can't you see like, the Birkin bags and the Chanel bags and you see the cars outside, the McLarens parked outside, the Ferraris. Then we'll be somewhere else. And Lacey will say,
wow, Sean, there's
so much money in Boca, in New York, in Boca, wherever we go, in Naples. And so, that's the thing is, wherever you are, it's just whether you're tuned into it.
I was going to say my awareness of it around me, because I am always looking for the evidence that abundance exists, and that people have overflow of money. I'm open to seeing that, and so that's what I see, right? And so you're right. I do everywhere we go. That's what that's what I say to Sean, and he looks at me. And tomorrow we're off to Marina Del Rey, Torrance, LA. We're gonna be hanging out with the Meltzers, and I'm sure I'm going to say at some point, hey, wow, there's a lot of money in LA.
Make sure you're tracking us on Instagram. We'll show you. I'm sure Lacey will have great stories. I'm not so great at stories. We're going to the Billy Joel, Stevie Nicks concert with Dave and Julie, our dear friends. Also rocking with Clint Sparks. Diane Cannon's going to be joining us. It's going to be an absolute killer time. And when you're around abundant people, and then you realize, like, all right, so scarcity, no. Scarcity means that there's not very much of it. Like, so you're like, oh yeah,
Wow,
like
there's not enough
uranium
money
is
yeah,
scarce. But money is not scarce. That there's not a scarcity issue with
There's
money.
an abundance of money.
There's an abundance of money. So then you might be lack-minded.
And again, lack-minded is I don't have enough. There is not enough that exists in my world for me to do A, B, and C. This is actually where I think majority of most people live, right?
Yeah.
They say I don't have enough. I can't afford that. And again, one of the things that we said when we were in the Become the Authority Challenge is I was talking about the narrative and the scripting that's inside of your head. And one of the big aha moments for me that I learned from Stephen Lovegrove, my coach, is that he said, the subconscious mind, it actually doesn't act as a judge. It's not judging everything. What it acts as is a library, and it literally catalogs all of the narratives and the stories and the previous belief systems that have been instilled in you, not necessarily by you, but in you, and it catalogs them somewhere inside of your subconscious mind. And in moments of uncertainty or stress or discomfort or whatever it may be for you, oftentimes your subconscious goes into that library and says, what script am I going to pull out? And one of the things that I said was, oftentimes the narrative and the story that you're telling yourself, the script that you're reading, it's not even your own. It's something somebody else created for you, something somebody else told you, planted on your behalf, that's been stored in that library, something your parents said. And so, I talk about that for me because when I was growing up, my parents would say things like, we don't have money for that. We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know how we're going to pay the next bill. And those are narratives that live in my subconscious mind. And it's easy for me to extract those out in times of uncertainty. That's scarcity. But the mindset, it doesn't even belong to me. It's not even necessarily mine.
It was inherited.
It's inherited, right? It's an inherited script. It's an inherited conversation. So number one, you've got to figure out what is my mindset actually? What is this limiting belief that I have? And who does it belong to? Because if you can tell yourself and just begin by saying, it doesn't even belong to me, it's far easier to release and overcome.
Yeah, and in that same vein, you were talking about, when you hear these voices, it's important that you're asking yourself, whose voice is that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you hear these, people always talk about that. Well, it's the voices in my head. We were just talking about Brian. I remember asking Brian just, I think last week, I was like, Brian is a pastor and a coach. And I was like, well, how do you know, Brian, you talk about God. How do you know it's God's voice? He says, well, it's the way it makes you feel. He's like, you know it's God because it brings you joy. But when you say that, I'm thinking like, man, those voices, those subconscious catalog voices, they don't bring you joy, right? They're tricking you into you can't do. There's not enough. You're screwed. You're not going to make it. The whole thing is going to be a disaster. The whole world's against you. There's no way this is going to work out. All of these things, but you're listening to the wrong voices. So super important that we're identifying those voices. I think that once you identify whether you suffer from lack or a scarcity mindset, or potentially, hopefully, you're like, nah, I'm abundant. I understand it. I'm like you, Sean. I think that money could be created out of anything. And anytime I want something, it's really not a matter of how can I save that amount of money. It really comes down to how can I create the value to the world so that I would be compensated fairly, receive that amount of money, and then be able to acquire whatever the thing is, the tool, right? Money is a tool in order to perform the next benevolent act, in order to further my family legacy, whatever it is, or even if you just wanted to buy a new pair of shoes or a new watch. But then I think the next thing that happens to people once we've accomplished that, and there are plenty of people who are like, I'm abundant minded. I get it, but I really struggle because I don't think that I'm worthy. I don't think that I deserve it. Why me? Why would I be in that position? What do you say to people that then suffer the next step of like, man, I don't know how worthy I am?
Well, so this is really interesting because even if you listen to your own languaging, it's I don't think that I'm worthy. And I actually think that that's not true. I think that most people say to themselves, I think I'm worthy. They say that, they think it, but they don't actually
Know it.
believe it.
Right.
Right? And there's a difference. And I think it's so easy to try to override a thought process um, by trying to think your way into something, a new way of thinking, they say. But you can't just have a new way of thinking because thinking without belief back behind it or faith backed behind it does nothing for you.
Well, I would even say, and I find this interesting because, we live in this world, you're kind of like on these two extremes. Either you're going to be
Mm,
super analytical or you're going to be super emotional. But also, I don't think that you could ever think you're worthy. You have to feel you're
have to
worthy.
feel it.
That would
Yeah.
be, and I want you to think about this. Like, you can't really say, like, well, I think I'm happy, right? Right. And you're just all
I think I'm
depressed.
happy.
Well, I think I'm
I think I'm
happy. Like,
happy.
what's wrong with you, Sean? How come you're so sad? No, 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 no.
You can't think your way into
I think
happiness.
I'm
Yeah.
happy. Um, but they'll be like, yeah, but you're actually depressed. Like, no, no, no.
Right.
So you can't say like I think I'm worthy, but I feel less than. I feel like I come from a world of less than enough, a world of scarcity or lack. And so really what we're doing, when we talk about this is connecting feelings. And good is also not a feeling. You ask
Right.
somebody like, well, how do you feel? A lot of times people they say like I feel good. And, that's odd because good's not
What's
a feeling.
good?
So I
Yeah.
think really inside of this understanding of worthiness is beginning to understand your true feelings about your worthiness. You could say, I feel less than, I feel ashamed. I don't, when I get success, I feel embarrassed by my success. Now, that's not saying I'm not worthy. And that's also not saying I think I'm worthy. It's saying when I'm in a situation, the feelings, the emotions that are elicited, they become negative and actually begin to drive and validate the subconscious voices, which are pulling from a catalog, as you said, of stored memories that continue to go back into that loop. So right now I'm validating the stories because I'm like, you're right. I am anxious. I am embarrassed. I am sad. I feel bad because my friends aren't as successful as I am. I feel alone being successful, right? All of these things. And I think if you begin to identify the true feelings, then we could begin to pursue things that will, or experiences or situations that will fill you up. So then I think the next question is, well, what makes me feel fulfilled? What makes me feel? Because now this is where people get hung up, right? Because they're like, what is your definition of success? Well, then we just make up some cockamamie thing that we saw our guru write. Well, my definition of success is
Yep.
being happy and spending time with my kids. Well, that's because someone else said that. But you have to ask yourself, when I'm with my family, how does it make me feel? Because if you it's same thing. If it elicits feelings of joy and feelings of abundance and feelings of love, then that can fall into your definition of success. And then the question is, am I worthy of those feelings?
Mm. Good job,
Good job,
Bailey.
Bailey. Let's go.
I think it's really interesting too because I think oftentimes when you ask yourself, what is like my definition of success or what makes me feel fulfilled? I ask my clients this kind of stuff all the time, and in reality, majority of them don't have an answer.
Right. That's sad.
And
That's
it's
why,
and
though.
it's and it's hard because I think so many times we are told, well, you have to create goals and you have to decide what you're going after and you have to understand your end game. But in reality, you don't even know what you're the emotion and connection you're trying to elicit, right? One of the questions that I always ask people, and we have a series of 6 questions. We've done it with Quest 7, just like clarity questions, we call them. But one of the questions in there I really love is, what am I feeling drawn towards? And it's just because the actual languaging in the question is so different than what most people ask you. Because when you're asked typical questions, you have a tendency to give typical answers, right? Because like you said, they're answers I've heard before. I've heard a bunch of people say this is what success is. So my knee-jerk reaction is I'm going to regurgitate those things.
Yeah, I want the freedom to do
So
what I want when I want. That's a
yes,
terrible definition of your success.
that's not
Because what if you were just like, hey man, all of you guys watching right now, you have the freedom to do what you want when you want. Now are you
But
like,
do you even
wow,
know
now
what
I
you
have
want?
joy?
Yeah. Do you even know
Yeah.
what you want? Do you know when you want to do it? Because you haven't even asked yourself, like, what am I being drawn towards? The other question I love in the clarity questions is, what am I trying to get away from?
Mm.
So many people don't even ask themselves yet. They don't even give themselves permission to say, I'm actually being drawn towards something new and something different. And I'm trying to release this other thing because they feel as if they have to stick with something or stick by something or continue a behavior
What
or
will everybody
continue a
else
task.
say? They
Because
can't
what will
quit this
everybody else
now.
say? Right. And so those 2 questions are extremely powerful in assessing like how if even am I worthy of feeling these things? First, you have to say like, where am I being? What am I going after? What am I being drawn towards? What am I trying to get away from? And I always tell people when you ask yourself questions, you have to allow the first things that come up for you to come out for you,
Mm.
because so oftentimes the first thing that comes up is the truth,
And then there's a
and
but.
there's a but. It's the thing that we try to put away, right? Like you don't want to uncover it and you go, oh, but I can't go after that because A, B, and C. So what am I actually trying to be drawn towards? No, that first thing that comes up for you is the thing that you have to like lean into and look at.
One of the other things we talked about too is, in that mindset, you talked, and we released a podcast into the Black Diamond Club group this week about the energetic zero, the new energetic zero.
If you have not listened to that podcast this week in BDC, trust me, you're missing out.
Part of that though is like, we talked about a lot of you put the butt on the back burner. And again,
Yeah.
it's super popular sentiment. A lot of really rich people. This is one of the things too. I gotta say this. When you're listening to these entrepreneurs providing advice, I'll throw Lacey and I in there as well. You have to ask yourself, where are these people who are giving me advice? Now, when I say that, most of the time people think I'm saying don't take advice from broke people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you don't understand that a lot of people are giving you advice. You got The Rock. Rock does some inspirational and motivational stuff.
I love The
And it
Rock.
comes off super inspirational and motivational. But I always tell people, the thing is he's rich, right? Like he can tell you like, Gary Vee does it. But Gary Vee's rich, like very rich. So one of the things that I get concerned about is because we talk about, your side hustle. I think it's a mistake to take your primary passion and put it on a back burner. I think it's a mistake to take your primary passion and even label it or tag it your side hustle. Because energetically, what that means is I place my primary energy. Right? Don't go to work from 9 to 5 for the man and then neglect your own, passion. How about like put your passion first and my side hustle is the 9 to 5.
Right.
It's a better way to think of it. Like the primary thing I do is this thing I'm super excited about. That's why we're here on a Wednesday, because we're excited about this. And then if I was like trying to launch a stamp collector's business, I'd have to decide, is this my primary or my side? And if it's my primary, I got to start to place my energetic emphasis on the things that are important, that bring joy to me.
Your true passion gets propelled through permission. Y'all don't give yourself enough permission to explore what you're really passionate about. And that's why you feel burnt out, right? People say that all the time because you just don't give yourself permission to go there. You don't give yourself permission to release things that don't light you up because you feel as if everything that you put your time, energy, and dedication into up to this point should be the thing that fuels you. And that's not true.
Well, there's a big difference between a passion and a hobby too,
Right.
by the way.
Yes.
I could say, wow, my passion is golf, but listen, I would be foolish to set aside everything I'm doing and pursue a career on the tour. That's not going to happen. It's not realistic. But
As
if
a
my
hobby.
passion, work related passion, I can't put that on the back burner, right, for somebody else's dream, somebody else's vision. Give yourself permission to put your passion first and then allow your 9 to 5 to become your side
Side
hustle. And by
hustle.
the way, there's so many, if that was the case, so many other side hustles that you could do on your own time, right? Your primary. People driving Uber and DoorDash, and, all of these things, because it's like, hey man, I spend my majority of my time focused on the
Pursuing my
thing
passion,
that
yeah.
I'm trying to create the biggest impact in the world. And then I just jump in my car and I drive people because I need money to pay the bills until my passion takes off. So many of you, the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you've given emphasis to the thing, and the thing became the interference to your full life's potential, because you thought that's what you had to do. And again, that's the subconscious story. The catalog story is like your father told you, you've got to buy a house, you've got to put in the time. You're not going to, if you have student loans, you got to pay the student loans. The best thing you could ever do as an American is to buy a house. These are all pre-programmed thoughts that got in the way of you fulfilling your destiny in the world. We should probably draw some names and give
Yes.
away some money. It's about that time that people start popping in and saying like, hey man, I wonder if I won some money. We're drawing
Money, money,
4
money.
names. We're in the new, it looks nice. It looks nice. Looks nice on the screen, but
It
we're in the
does.
new Makeshift Studio. This is the Makeshift Studio, while the real studio is going to undergo some pretty big renovations here across the summer as we move back to
Yeah.
Indiana, and we're
But
going to
we
get
really
the real
are loving
studio.
this studio.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is in our
looks great.
This is in our downstairs in our basement in the new house, and
But the problem
put
is,
this
so
together.
it's going to become clearly very evident here when we go to Bailey.
But the other side
Bailey's
is not
sitting right
super
here
dialed in.
at a
He's,
desk. We can't see you yet. Do we have you up there?
There we go. There's Bailey. Yeah, we got
see,
Bailey. So
and
see, like
Bailey's got
this
the
side looks good. The canasta side,
Bailey's
not so
got the
good.
canasta on his lap.
Yes. And yes, Julie, yes, it is a well-oiled canasta. The canasta has been oiled. It no longer
and the oil
squeaks.
spilled all over Bailey
It's
today.
all over Bailey right now.
I have oil all over me.
Good job. But it doesn't squeak. Look at that thing.
Yeah. I love it. Bailey, did you unmute yourself so they can hear you too?
I believe so. I'm just
Good.
far away from the mic.
Okay, good.
All right.
Oh, good.
All right, let's pull
All right, you
4
guys.
names. We're pulling 4
So-
names. We're giving away $400. Remember, you must be present to claim your prize. I mean, just the mere fact that your name got drawn out of 700 and something odd names, that makes you a winner. But to claim your prize, you have to actually be here. We're going to give you 30 seconds today to respond. Bailey, take all 4,
all
Bailey.
4
Pull
at
all 4.
once.
That way
It
we don't
makes
have
it easier.
to keep holding the canasta on your lap there.
Everybody's excited. Everybody can see Bailey.
You got 3.
Jack Burla, this basement
4.
though, this is not, there's no bedroom in this basement in the new house, Jack. We got 3 bedrooms for you upstairs. 1 on the main floor, 2 at the very tippy top where my office is. It's up to you. You get to pick, Jack. You get to pick.
I have no idea. Oh, yeah, we can still see you. I don't know if anybody knows what exactly happened. We got the canasta back on. All right. This is so suspenseful.
This is like, we don't, yeah.
We're giving away $400. So you got your first name, but you got to get you got to get the camera back on us, Bailey, first of all.
Yeah.
So
it's still on you.
Throw it back to
like
us here.
Up in your face.
Yeah, there we
Great,
go.
there we go. We're
Now
back.
let's get the 30-second timer up there. There we go. Now let's get are you ready with the music, or what are we doing? Are you gonna sing?
The first name is Chris Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd.
Chris
Lloyd. Oh, Lloyd. Chris
L-O-Y.
Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd.
We should type it in there, because then in case I don't know.
They're showing it. There you go. Good job, Bailey. Bailey's doing a good job. This is his second solo production for BDC Live, and he's doing pretty well, Chris Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd.
Oh, not you, Chris Brown. I'm sorry. Halfway there. Very close. All right.
Oh, bummer. Chris Lloyd, you are a winner, but you did
Chris Collins,
not claim your prize. So
I love it.
reset the clock.
Bailey, they want you
Reset the clock.
to start the timer after you call the first name.
Yeah.
So you call the name, then we hit go. Okay.
It's back on Bailey.
Can you move that timer? Yeah, there you go. Good. There we go.
Look at you. Good job,
There you go, Bailey.
All right.
He's learning.
There we go.
All right.
Jeff,
Go. Jeff Gilbert.
Jeff
Okay.
Gilbert.
Jeff
There we
Gilbert.
go. Jeff
All right,
Gilbert.
Jeff.
All you gotta do is say, "I'm here, Jeff," and we're gonna send you $400 in the mail.
$400. You know what I would love to do? I would love to follow some of the people that have won the money, and I want to know what they like.
Hey,
they
the
do
last
with
winner
it?
took home $1,100.
I think it was $1,100.
The last winner took home $1,100, but it's not going to be Jeff Gilbert
Yeah.
taking home the $1,100. So, no. All right.
Yes,
All right.
T Parm, you like the new studio? When you come out here, we'll have to do some video in the new
Oh,
studio.
Jeff Gilbert apparently is a student. Wow.
Oh, see, I love when students win. I would have
Well,
loved.
Jeff Gilbert won, but he just didn't claim his prize.
Oh, he did win.
All right,
That's
winner
true.
number 3. Let's
All
go.
right.
Winner number 3. Wait,
Bailey,
whoa,
Bailey,
quick
Bailey,
on the draw.
He was trying to like. All right. Okay. That was just the music, not the actual timer.
Quentin Slave, my man, Quentin.
I haven't seen that name in a while.
Quentin Slay, you're the winner of $400. All you've got to do is claim your prize.
Quentin's been in BDC for a long time.
Show yourself, Clint. Just say,
Quentin.
I'm here. Quentin.
Isn't Quentin
Quentin
been in for a
Slay.
long time?
And I know the
Is that-
music's
is
done, but
that-
Quentin, we're still going. Do.
Yeah, Bailey
you
is,
can still win.
Yeah.
Let's go, Quentin.
Slay.
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 I got
Slay.
Quentin Sparks on the
Bailey,
mic.
they're saying you're quiet. You have to be louder.
Yeah, I
Are
don't
you
think
sure
your
you're
mic
off
is
mute?
actually on.
My mic's on, but it is.
I don't think so.
No. You see over on the
On
board.
the
You're
board,
not
on the
mute?
soundboard. You're not on mute.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
How, you
I'm
guys hear
actually-
Bailey now? Is that better? Somebody tell us that's Bailey.
I didn't want to be overbearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you hear Bailey now? Anybody? Can anybody hear Bailey?
We have
Oh.
final name. on
Final
it.
Are we
name,
doing
everybody.
Final name, or do we have any more things to talk about? I feel
No,
like, no, we're good.
We're ready to
good.
go.
Yeah.
Final name. Well, I'll close out though. All right, we'll repeat it for you.
Not better.
Let me see the name. Let me see it.
Okay, so wait. Don't start.
Oh, this
it.
one could win.
Okay.
This one could win. I feel good.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sarah Guido.
All right,
Sarah Guido,
Sarah.
you've won $400. Holy smokes, on an 8-day. It's your lucky day, Sarah.
Sarah comes on.
Sarah's been on here. Let's go,
are you
Sarah.
on?
Yeah, Sarah Guido. Lots
Come
of you
on,
are friends with
See,
Sarah.
everybody knows
Come
Sarah
on,
Guido.
Sarah. Everybody's like,
See?
oh boy, I know that name.
Sarah,
She's on a lot. Let's see it. We
$400.
got Jennifer Anaker. We've got Chris Collins. We don't have Sarah
Love
Guido
Sarah
yet.
Guido.
Time is running out,
Sarah.
Sarah. Come on. Oh, man. Somebody needs to text that. Hey, and I'm officially claiming it's over. But somebody needs to text Sarah. Sarah can't jump on now and be like, I'm on here, because she's not on
Yeah.
here. It's official. Somebody needs to
I
text Sarah
love
and be
Jen.
like, man.
Jen, that's so great. Brian McCarley told her you missed out on $500. You won and you didn't collect your prize, and now she's never missed one of our BDC.
And hey,
live
Jen,
since.
your name is back in. So listen, if
Oh,
you've
yeah.
missed out, you're back in the
We've had people that have
canasta.
been called,
We've been
actually,
people that have been called
twice.
twice
Yeah.
so far, and they didn't win either time. But you can get called again, and the odds are forever in
your favor.
Hey, I just wanted to wrap up. All of you, hopefully, take some points from tonight's discussion about mindset. You
Yeah.
think about, where do I stand? But I think one of the things is, worthiness. When we have our hardcore peeps that are still on. Like when we get to $1,000 given away, everybody shows up. But here's what I want you to know: like, you're on here for a reason. $400 is nice, but obviously, you're looking for something. You're looking for growth. You're looking for answers in your life and your business. I mean, and look, let's be honest. That's why you came. That's why you took the time out of your day to be here with us. Lacey and I would love to welcome you into the Black Diamond Club family. Soon we'll have the Book Yourself Solid family all queued up and ready to go for you. There's so many options out there in the world for you, and you have to find the place where you fit in. I'll tell you where the place is not, and that's by yourself. There's power in numbers. You need to find that family, that home where you'll be supported. Hey, if you want to know what it looks like to be in Black Diamond Club, check out the chat here. People that their name gets called, we're rooting for you. Not just Lacey and I, but every single member of Black Diamond Club wants you to win. And if you enjoyed today's programming and you're like, hey, I don't know if
Share
this
it
is
with
real or if
others.
this is AI, you need to jump into IPO. Lacey and I spend at least an hour and a half every week on a Tuesday working with our IPO group. It's Lacey one week, it's me the next week, and we just roll up our sleeves. We treat your business as if it were one of our own. We listen to what's going on in your business, and we provide you advice of what we would do if we were managing that particular business. Now, of course, it's up to you to take that advice and go and act on it and
And
implement it.
that's the important thing is you can ask us about anything, right? We talk about marketing, we talk about sales. If you guys like this mindset stuff, we talk about limiting beliefs and overcoming specific mindsets. We talk about growth and scale and leadership. All of those things that as entrepreneurs, we are continuously and perpetually learning, right? We want to help you with that and hold your hand every step of the way. And the best thing about it is it's a group of other individuals that you get to learn from as well, because sometimes they ask questions you never thought to ask, which I think is super powerful.
Well, I think that more than anything, you owe it to yourself to find a place where you'll be supported, to find yourself good coaching and mentorship, overcome that lack of scarcity mindset. Let us teach you how you can actually string this along. You can take one and build it to two and build it to four and then build it to eight, because we play the game
Whatever
of
you
doubles,
desire.
all the way, yes, to your heart's content. If that's us, we have one spot. Reach out to Tristan at blackdiamondclub.com. The very next person that executes the purchase to jump into IPO, that's going to close it out for at least the foreseeable future. And if that's you, you're being called right now. Send Tristan an email, Tristan at blackdiamondclub.com. As soon as next Tuesday, we could be seeing you inside the ropes of IPO and helping you to light a fire on that business. Overcome those limitations in your mindset. It's all right here in your mind. The world of infinite possibilities right in front of you. We'll be back again next week, live from Naples, Florida. Next week's BDC Live. We're giving away $500 since there was no winner. We'll draw 5 names. See you next week.